Hey guys, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. So lovely to be here doing another pick a card reading for you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's just get straight to it. So today's reading we're doing you versus them. So how you think they feel versus how they actually feel. So as usual we've got our three piles. We've got our purple pile, we've got our white pile and we've got our yellow pile. It's general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. And just use your intuition to go for whatever pile is calling to you, and that's probably got the messages for you. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number one, and welcome back to your reading. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to have you here. I hope you are doing okay. So today's reading we're doing, aren't we? Today's pick a card reading is you versus them. You know, how you think they feel versus how they actually feel. So you chose to come into this reading on this lovely little purple amethyst stone here. So we put that there. And also this card, which we're going to reveal now, and that says finding the path. You are the driver and the navigator. Finding the path. So I sort of, so maybe in this connection, sort of the general energy of the connection before we get into the tarot, is maybe it's a little bit, you know, you need to find, both of you are finding it difficult to navigate your way through it. And this card is saying, you know, you are the driver and the navigator. So it's kind of in both your hands to take control of this situation and find a way through it. Find a path. Find the path that's right for both you and them. But it's definitely a lot around, you know, both of you needing to take responsibility, joint responsibility, you know, because it's saying you are the driver and the navigator for this particular connection, for this relationship. And this is kind of like a joint energy card. So it's about both of you needing to take responsibility about how you navigate, how you move forward in this connection. You know, how you go through it, how you know, walk the path that you're supposed to walk in this connection. It's a sort of joint thing. It's not just down to one person here, you know, because both of you are that driver and that navigator. Okay. And there might have, I'm just looking at this as well, I just feel like there might have been a few things that have, because we've got this path here, haven't we? What I interpret as this kind of straight path, but for some reason there are these things that are pulling it off path. So maybe it's being pulled off course at the moment, or it's being, you know, there are outside influences that are trying to disrupt it in some way. So maybe something like that's going on for some of you. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to take some tarot and I'm going to see, we're going to have the first row, and that is going to be about, you know, how you think they feel about you, how you think they feel about you, and yeah, how you think they feel about you. So please can you tell me, please can you give me some guidance? How does pile number one think their person feels about them? How does, and it also gives you a good sense of knowing whether this is the right pile for you. So how does pile number one think their person currently feels about them? Please can you tell me, how do they think their person currently feels about them? Page of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Please can you tell me, how does pile number one think their person feels about them? Two of Swords and the High Priestess. And the overarching energy is the Three of Wands. Okay, so I think that you feel, or you think that they definitely have a romantic interest in you. So I think you're coming from the you know, the kind of perspective that they definitely have a romantic interest in you. They definitely are interested in maybe beginning something with you, because this might be something where it's like the beginnings of something. So maybe it's a crush or an attraction or something like that. Or you might be in separation from this person. because we've got some stalling cards here with 3 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords, and also a dilemma, a decision to make. You might be thinking as well that they should be or want to come in with some kind of apology, or some sort of, or they should be coming in with some kind of an apology or some kind of maybe some offer as well, some offer of a new beginning. But this can also mean the very beginnings, the starts, a bit of, it's like the beginnings of love. It's like the, you know, flirtations, you know, the beginnings of romance. That's the kind of pages, because pages are the very start really, before you get the knights and the kings really. So, and also cups is all about emotion. So my sense is that you think that there is romantic interest, definitely, in this situation. They definitely like you, but they are sort of holding back, because these cards are all the rest of the cards are very much about holding back, pulling back. So you're feeling that they're not taking action, or there's some sort of stalling around them taking action in terms of coming forward. You also, so with this 7 of Pentacles, that might be for some of you where you're in separation from them, or they've pulled back, or they are kind of like assessing or weighing up. So you might be thinking that they're assessing, they're weighing up their move. So they're taking time to weigh up their move, to think about how they can express themselves romantically to you. So that's what makes me think that this might be something like the beginnings of something, or a new situation where you're sort of in the early stages of an attraction, or maybe even the early stages of a romance, and it's making you pull back a little bit, or it might be a crush or something like that. There's also this 2 of Swords, which is kind of like, again, someone not really being sure about how to move forward, how to take the next step. So it's a sort of like a stuck energy in some way. You might be feeling that they are sort of making themselves stuck, that there's no need to have all this waiting and stalling and pulling back. There might be some secrecy as well, so there might, you know, you're feeling, or you think that they feel that they need to be secret, or they need to be private, or they need to be pulled back. So you're definitely feeling that they're interested, but they're not showing that, or they're not revealing that, or they're pulling back from that, or they're creating barriers for that, or they're waiting unnecessarily to come forward and show you this interest, or make this apology, or come back towards you. Or so there might be, from your perspective, a lot of frustration with them, you know, and that might be why we've got as well finding the path, you know, because somehow it's kind of in, you know, it's because you are the driver and the navigator, means, you know, you need to take responsibility and take action. So there might be some sort of frustration where you're feeling your person isn't taking enough action or enough responsibility in this connection to move it forward, particularly when you're sensing that they have feelings. So there might be an element of frustration, of kind of what you're feeling is unnecessary waiting around to get this connection moving again, even to get this connection off the ground. So I sense there's a sort of an element of frustration possibly from you around this unnecessary stalling, also unnecessary secrecy. So you might be in a situation which is secret or clandestine or hidden in some way, with the High Priestess here, and you know, you might be and that might have caused it to come into separation, where you're having to, or you're waiting on your person to kind of make a decision about whether they come up, whether they are open about this. They come back to you and say, okay, let's be open about this, let's be honest about this, let's declare our feelings for one another. So there might be some frustration there. So my sense is that you are thinking that they are kind of that they are feeling like they need to step back, that they need to pull back, that there's a decision that they need to make, that they're stalling unnecessarily, that they're hidden from you in some way, but they definitely have feelings here. So you are thinking that they definitely have feelings, but there's obstacles they're thinking things over too much. They're not, you know, they're being secretive. Maybe they're being secretive about how they're feeling, because it is maybe a secret situation, maybe like a secret crush or a secret attraction or a clandestine situation. But you definitely think that they have feelings for you. So if that doesn't sound like your situation, then you might need to pick another pile. But that's what I'm picking up here. Now, how do they actually feel? So we've established that you think that they have feelings for you, but they are creating, maybe they're creating obstacles, or they're creating dilemmas, or they're creating choices, or they're weighing things up, and they're maybe stalling a bit too much, really, in the situation. But how do they actually feel? How do they actually feel about pile number one? Please can you tell me, how does pile number one's person actually feel about pile number one? How do they actually feel about pile number one? The Moon, Queen of Pentacles. So how do they actually feel about pile number one? King of Pentacles. Okay. How do they actually feel about pile number one? I feel like this one wants to come out. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. And the overriding energy is the Ace of Swords. I definitely feel like there seems to be a lot of secrecy or things that are hidden in this situation. So it might be like a sort of an attraction or a crush situation for a lot of you, where you haven't been able to sort of be open and declare how you're feeling, or some sort of secret situation where it hasn't been allowed to be open in some way, because we've got the Moon card here. So you're thinking that they have these feelings for you, which is the very beginnings of sort of romance, really, with Page of Cups, where they want a kind of new beginning with you, or a new start with you, and they have these kind of stirrings of romantic feelings. And underneath that, we've got the Moon card. Well, the Moon card does show secrecy, things that are hidden, but it also shows depth of feeling and emotion. So I'm feeling that there is secret feelings for you. So I think you're right, they do have feelings for you, but it is secret. The way they're feeling is that it has to stay secret somehow, or it has to stay hidden in some way. So maybe it's a situation that means that it has to be kind of hidden. It can't be open, or it hasn't been able to be open up until now. Now we have these divine counterparts of the Queen of Pentacles and the the King and Queen of Pentacles. So I would say there's one of two ways that we could read this. That they are either in, this situation is for some of you, either that you are having a kind of three-way situation here, sort of clandestine, secret situation here, where you've had, maybe you've begun something here with somebody, or you've started a romance with somebody, but they might be committed elsewhere, and that might be why underneath the King of Pentacles we have this, or the King of Pentacles comes underneath the Two of Swords, which is they're in a dilemma about what to do. They don't know what to do, because they're not sure what road to take. Should they stay with what they've got, or should they move into a connection with you? So it could be that. And also, them weighing up and assessing, their current situation, which is the Queen of Pentacles, because the King and the Queen come right next to each other, and it just makes them feel that they might be already in a committed relationship for some of you, if it's a sort of a secret situation, or even if it's a crush situation, they might actually be in a committed situation. Or they are seeing that you and them have the potential for this fantastic connection of being the King and the Queen of Pentacles. And the King and the Queen of Pentacles is a very committed and stable energy. They have, there's a lot of things that they have in common. They're very grounded, they're very together, they're very, they believe a lot in kind of moving through life and having material success. They're very much in charge of both their family life and their work life. And I think that maybe this person is seeing or feeling that you and them have the potential for that, to make that happen. And I guess with the Ace of Swords, again, Ace is about a new beginning, really, a brand new, honest, open and truthful beginning. And it's interesting because we've got two cards of sort of secrecy here. So my sense is that they are feeling that they do want to come and be open and honest and truthful, so that you thought that they were stalling, that they were in a dilemma about something, that they were weighing things up, that things were, you know, they were keeping the situation secret or keeping the relationship secret, even though they had feelings. And I think with the overriding energy for them is that they want a brand new, honest, open beginning, a new start with you, because the Ace of Swords is about, aces are about new beginnings. They're about new starts, but they're based on, you know, Swords is about truth. It's about cutting through anything that hasn't been truthful before and just getting to the truth of the matter, really. And that's, I think, their overall, that's how they are actually feeling. Like they want to end this, because you thought, you know, the ending of yours was the Three of Wands, which is kind of like waiting. You know, you might have put the seeds into something, you might have begun something, and the Three of Wands is about, sometimes it can be about unnecessary waiting for that to actually come to fruition. And I felt there was quite a lot of frustration from you, but actually what they want is, you know, a brand new beginning here, a new start that's based on being open and honest and truthful. Now underneath, and you might have actually felt in this situation, because underneath the Three of Wands, you might be so frustrated that you're thinking with the Six of Swords here that you know, whether it's worth your while hanging on to this situation. That might be what or maybe you're thinking that's how they feel. You know, you've been wondering whether they're thinking that they want to move on from the situation with the Six of Swords, that they want to, you know, move away from the situation. You might have been worried about that, but actually my sense is that they want to begin this situation in a truthful, honest and open way. And underneath, again, funnily enough, underneath the Ace of Swords is the Three of Wands for them, their overarching energy, which is that they want this brand new beginning, and that they've started the seed for it, they've begun it with you, and they want to build on it, because that's the other way of reading the Three of Wands. They want to put the spotlight on it. I don't know if you can see this one here. They want to begin to put the spotlight on it now. They want truth, they want honesty, they want a new beginning. They want to start something with you. They don't want to move away from it. They want to begin with you, but they know that honesty is what is required. That when you begin something new, there is honesty that is required here. But with the Four of Pentacles here, the Four of Pentacles is about a holding on energy. Now, I would interpret that as actually, in this instance, wanting to hold on to the connection. So if you were thinking that they were feeling that they were stalling and they were wanting possibly to move away from the situation, my sense is that they want to hold on to the situation. They want to, you know, they want to keep hold of whatever it is that you've got between you. That's kind of my feeling here. To hold on to it, to make it tangible, because again it comes under the High Priestess, which is all about secrecy, hidden energy, that kind of thing. And this is about, you know, holding on to what you've got, making it tangible. Four of Pentacles is about, you know, keeping things, yeah, making it almost like making it out in the open, making it practical, making it everyday, making it real, really. So my sense is that what they are feeling is that yes, they recognise that there has been some secrecy, but I would see the moon here as meaning that they are also feeling that there's a depth to this connection for them that maybe they weren't expecting, that maybe has become as a little bit of a surprise to them. But there is actually a depth. It's not just this kind of Page of Cups, which is just the beginnings, even though it might be, you know, in actual fact just the beginnings of something. I think they're feeling that there is a depth to it with the High Priestess here and the moon. Something maybe that they, you know, that they can't quite put their finger on. And maybe that's what's causing them to have this Two of Swords. A little bit of a confusion for them, a little bit of a dilemma, and that might be why you have the finding your path here. Because I feel that, you know, it's a sort of situation where both of you are maybe feeling challenged in the connection, or have been feeling challenged in the connection, but it's about both of you, you know, taking control, really. Both of you taking control and moving the situation forward. So it's about both of you having equal control in this situation, about maybe bringing it to light or bringing it out into the open and moving it forward. But I definitely feel that they want to do that. They want it, bring it, because the Ace of Swords is, like I say, a brand new, honest, truthful, open beginning, and it works against whatever secrecy or things that might have been hidden in this situation in the past. Now, in terms of astrological signs, well, Page of Cups could be any one of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. Two of Swords is Libran. Moon is Pisces. Queen and King of Pentacles could be any of the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, and Ace of Swords, Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. So that is kind of what we have here. Just maybe we can have a card on what advice, is there any advice for pile number one? What should they do in this situation? Because I feel like if you are in a bit of stagnation, this person does want to come forward. They're not willing to let this situation go. So if you've been worried about them thinking that they're going to let this situation go or not reveal it, I think that they do want to do that. But what advice can we have for pile number one in this situation? Yeah, this says come home to yourself. Escapist, come home to yourself. So maybe in this situation it's also about you. It's also 32. Now 32, sorry, the number 32 can add up, cancels down to 5. So maybe this situation has been really challenging. And 5 is all about challenge, upheaval, you know. It could have been quite a challenging situation for you where you haven't really been clear about what's been going on for them. They've been very secretive maybe with how they're feeling and thinking, so it's been difficult for you to work them out. And I think this card is just saying, look, you know, just try to, you know, look after yourself in this situation, because if it has been challenging, just try to focus on yourself at the moment. Just try to think of yourself, just try to give yourself, you know, love, give yourself, do things for yourself, nurture yourself, and be kind to yourself if it has been a challenging time for you. What else? Is there anything else that we have here? Is there any other advice that we can give part number one at this time? What other advice can we give to part number one at this time? Leadership. Leadership. Okay, so maybe this is about you, because it goes with the finding your own path as well, really. You know, take this, something about this situation needing to be taken into hand, needing to step up, needing it to sort of step up. So maybe there's something about you, you know, you just leading, taking the lead in this situation, making it clear to this person, and that would go with the kind of High Priestess and the Moon, where everything is made. Maybe you've been waiting on this person quite a lot. And maybe this card is saying, look, you know, just lay out your cards. Just say, take leadership of the situation and say, look, this is what I want. This is what I expect. This is what I'm looking for in this connection. And, you know, just you know, and then just kind of put that out to them, and then take, you know, and then deal with whatever situation they come back to you with. But you are sort of like taking the reins, really, rather than sort of waiting for them to make all the decisions. And that might be why we have finding the path. You know, you are the driver and the navigator. You need to maybe take control of this situation, decide what you want, and let that person know, and just, you know, go with whatever path that takes you on, really, or whatever path that takes you down. But, you know, take leadership. You know, take on the leadership role here. Take the reins, really, if you like. So let's see what else. Have we got one message? Let's have one message card here for pile number one and their person. What is the message card for pile number one and their person? Oh, these seem to be, I don't know why these message cards are very, I'm not going to go with that because that was a bit of a funny old shuffle. Please can we have a message card for pile number, I feel like this one wants to come out. What does this say? Oh, so this is soulmate. Your soulmate was already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So maybe this person is your soulmate. Maybe there needs to be more belief. Maybe there needs to be more action. But maybe there needs to be more action, more decisive action, and maybe that needs to come from you, pile number one. But this card seems to be suggesting that this person is your soulmate, or there is a soulmate out there for you, and it's about believing that, and then that will come towards you. But anyway, pile number 1, that has been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the like button. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome back to your reading. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all good. And in today's pick a card reading, we are doing, aren't we, you know, you versus them, how you think they feel versus how they actually feel. So you chose to come into the reading on this. I'm just going to move the amethyst because that was from our previous reading, on this little white stone there. And also this card, and it says, do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful. So do not be frustrated, let go and be peaceful. So let's see how that plays out in our reading. So we are first of all just going to take some tarot here, and thanks ever so much for subscribing, liking, makes a huge difference. I really, really appreciate it. If you feel you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That would just be fantastic. It's absolutely free, just takes a couple of seconds, and it makes a huge difference to my channel and for me to be able to carry on doing these readings. So please do that if you feel inclined. But anyway, let's go for, you know, how does pile number 2 think their person feels about them? How does pile number 2 think their person currently feels about them? I feel like that one wants to come out. Knight of Wands. What else have we got here? Oh, Ace of Cups. How does pile number 2 think their person feels about them? King of Pentacles. How does pile number 2 think their person feels about them? And Four of Cups. Okay. And then underneath we've got the 8 of Pentacles. So I can see we've got a little bit of a mixed energy here. So I think you definitely believe or think that they feel a strong attraction towards you, because you've got the Knight of Wands here, and that's all about attraction, energy. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's very, you know, likes to come in, get what they want, and is usually very successful at doing that. So I think you feel that they feel, and there's also a lot of sexual energy in the Knight of Wands. So I think you feel that they're very sexually attracted to you, that there's a lot of, there may be this sort of seed of love here with the Ace of Cups here. So you feel they've got feelings for you, that they, you know, that they are romantic towards you, or they have romantic feelings towards you. That they maybe have expressed, I think you feel that they've expressed that they maybe wanted to commit to you, or show commitment in some way with the King of Pentacles here. Well, it is a committed energy, it's a mature energy. So maybe they, you know, you're in a relationship with them, and it's kind of like, you know, it was you know, there was an initial a spark, an attraction, chemistry. There was a seed of love. Everything was going along perfectly. There was commitment, but for some reason now you thinking that they are pulling back or pulling away, or not appreciating you in some way, or not being able to see maybe the initial promise of the situation here, which we have here in the beginning of this, of your kind of row of how you think they feel. So I think maybe for some of you, you're in a situation, you're in a relationship, and it was brilliant at the beginning, and there was a lot of, like I say, a lot of spark, a lot of attraction. There was a real chemistry, there was feelings of love, there was talk, and even maybe action around commitment. But for some reason we have the Four of Cups here. Now the Four of Cups is a fed up energy, so maybe you're thinking that they are now feeling a bit fed up in the situation, and it's become a little bit like work for them, a little bit like hard work in some way with the Eight of Pentacles here. Or you're thinking that they are feeling somehow that they need to work on things a bit more with you, or need to work on the situation a bit more. Or maybe it's just because it's such a sort of marked, this card is so different from these first 3 cards here. And I'm just feeling like this, for a lot of you, this might be that you are in a situation where things have just become a little bit or your person, you're thinking that your person is feeling that things have lost the initial excitement or buzz, or the initial flutters or the initial romance or the initial butterflies that you might have had initially in the connection, or that they are stalling on commitment as well. Maybe they are actually stalling on commitment, or they don't want commitment in some way. So you are thinking that they are feeling that they don't want commitment somehow, because this one comes right next to the King of Pentacles. So maybe you think that they feel that they just want a bit of a good time, or they just want all the romance and all the good times, but not actually any of the kind of hard work that relationships, long-term committed relationships, actually take. They take work, really. Relationships are work. They are exciting. There's a lot of love in them, obviously, and they bring a lot of good things to our lives if they're a good relationship, but they do require work. So maybe you are thinking that they feel that there's a resistance to that. There's resistance to actually working at the situation, resistance to working at putting something into the situation, and that might be causing some frustration here with do not be frustrated. You know, so maybe you're thinking that they feel frustrated as well in the situation, because this can also be a card of frustration. So this is how I think how you think they're feeling. Yeah. So if it doesn't resonate with you, it might be another pile for you. But let's see how they're actually feeling. So how is pile number 2's person actually feeling about pile number 2? How is pile number 2's person actually feeling about pile number 2? Maybe as well they've kind of like clammed up a little bit. They're not talking because this person is just not seeing that cup that's coming in. So you might be trying very hard to keep this connection going, or you might feel like you're putting a lot of work into the connection to get them to recognise, you know, the good things that are in the connection, or the good, you know, everything that's good in the connection, but they're just not interested. So you're thinking, well, you know, they're not interested, or not showing any interest, and it's become hard work, right? Which is why we might have, you know, the whole frustration thing. So how does pile number 2's person actually feel about pile number 2? Knight of Pentacles. How does pile number 2's person actually feel about pile number 2? It might be a work connection as well. So maybe there's a work connection here. Maybe it's a crush situation. Where there's you're feeling a lot of chemistry, you're feeling those kind of butterflies. Maybe they are somebody that's in charge of you at work here with the King of Pentacles, and so they're having to resist, because we've got the work card here. So they're having to resist acting on these feelings, or acting on this attraction. They're having to kind of really say no to it. So there might be something like that going on as well. But it might be frustrating, you know, it might be frustrating for you in that situation, and for them. How does pile number 2's person actually feel about pile number 2? Page of Wands. How does pile number 2's person actually feel about pile number 2? Queen of Cups. And 4 of Cups, right under the 4 of Cups. Oh my goodness. So the 4 of Cups coming up twice there. So, and the overriding energy is the 2 of Pentacles, right? So, I mean, you're definitely right about them being resistant, being, or feeling resistant in some way. This is what I'm getting with these 2 4 of Cups. There's a strong kind of resistance, not being able to recognise, this person is not able to recognise and appreciate. That's what I'm getting with these. They're not able to recognise and appreciate, you know, what this kind of mermaid coming out of the sea here with her cup, you know, this person is too focused on, you know, they're sitting there on the beach, you know, they're sort of like, you know, downcast. They can't see the good in a situation. So I think, you know, you are absolutely right about that, because they are feeling fed up and resistant in some way. But it's interesting because you know, what I do feel is that they that there is an attraction here. You know, you're absolutely right. They do feel an attraction here with the Page of Wands. We've got a Page of Wands here, and I feel like with the Knight of Wands, it's normally a bit of a player energy, but right underneath that is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is much more solid, much more grounded, you know, like wants to move towards something slowly. So maybe this is about pace in this situation. So maybe you want the situation to move quicker than they are able to move, because, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is a very, very, very slow energy. It's not somebody who's easily rushed. So it may be that you want them to express feelings quicker than what they are actually doing. Now, I do feel that they see you as the Queen of Cups. They do, you know, they do have deep feelings. They do have deep feelings here. They do have strong feelings, certainly. But there is something about kind of resisting sort of being open about that, or resisting. There might be a, you know, a person might be quite shut down, might be closed off, because the Queen of Cups is kind of deep feelings at a, you know, at a deep level, but it's not necessarily feelings that are out in the open. So my sense is that your person does have feelings. You're right, they do have feelings. There is attraction, but they are there's some resistance to it, and that's what's causing the frustration. They're definitely, maybe they're not able to appreciate. I think that's probably what's going on here, because the overriding energy is the Two of Pentacles, which means they might be giving mixed messages. It's kind of like a wishy-washy energy, the Two of Pentacles. They're kind of weighing it up. And that might be why you are being asked, or we've got this thing of let go and be peaceful, because although this person does have these feelings, they are attracted to you. There is strong resistance in them, I think, to moving the relationship, or moving the relationship on quickly. I think for them, they would like to keep it in this kind of initial stages of attraction and fun, and just the early stages. There's a resistance to moving it on, a resistance to seeing the potential of the situation, of the long-term situation. So it's become kind of like hard work for you, and also I think for them it's become, I think they see commitment as drudgery. I think that's what I'm picking up here. They see commitment as drudgery, even though the potential, I think, for this relationship is really huge. But they're blind to it. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I think these two energies are just blind to what is the good in this situation. So I think if you're picking up on them not appreciating you, not wanting to move things forward, just wanting to keep things at a casual level, just wanting to keep things in the beginning stages, not wanting to move it on, because the Page of Wands is also about new beginnings, but it's the beginnings, it's the attraction stage, you know, it's that new start. And I'm thinking that your person just doesn't want to move this situation on. They've got a very strong, stubborn energy here, and with the Two of Pentacles there's a lot of like, oh, I don't know, maybe I do, maybe I don't, and they're kind of keeping you maybe stuck. There's a stuckness to them here, but they do have feelings for you, and that's what's so, and I get why, if you're feeling frustrated, why you would be feeling frustrated, because on many levels you can feel that. You know that they care about you, you know that they're attracted to you, you know that there's potential in this situation, but they're just sort of stuck. They may have some issues that they are dealing with here. I'm just looking at the bottle in this one here. So there might be things that are holding them back, or limiting beliefs, or behaviours, or patterns of behaviours, or possibly addictions, or something like that, that is meaning that they can't fully be present and emotionally connected at this particular time. And that might be there why, again, when we have this kind of card of don't be frustrated. This isn't about you. This isn't about you. This is completely about them, and it's frustrating because you can, I feel like you can see everything that's good about this situation, and there is a lot of potential, but this is something that they need to work out on their own. They need to kind of somehow get out of this negative mindset in terms of how they are looking. I think it's how they're looking at commitment and moving forward and taking it to the next level. But that's something, that's work that they need to do. And to be honest, if I'm honest, I don't feel like they're in any hurry to do that. They're still sort of deliberating here. They're still sort of weighing things up. They're not really I feel like I just feel like with this particular Two of Pentacles, you know, they just want to keep things light. You know, we've got this rabbit here, you know, doing this little trick that these two children are looking at. You know, they want to be the entertainer. They want to be They want to be this person that just keeps it light, that doesn't really, you know, doesn't want to take, you know, doesn't want to be serious. That's kind of what I'm getting here. They're not really interested in being serious. Whereas you might want to work on things, but you're kind of facing a brick wall in a way because there's such resistance to that. But anyway, let's see if we've got any cards, message cards for you and your person. In terms of astrological signs, Knight of Wands could be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Pentacles could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Four of Cups is Cancer energy. Ace of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Knight of Pentacles, again, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Page of Wands, that could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Cups. And it's such a shame, you know, because I do feel that they do have deep feelings for you. 100% they do have deep feelings for you with the Queen, how they see you. I think there's probably a very strong, or they feel there's a strong link, but they don't seem to want to acknowledge that fully, openly, if you know what I mean. There's a resistance to them. Maybe there's a lot of fears in them. They're just very fearful, I think, of getting too close here. I think that's what's going on. And Four of Cups, I think I said Four of Cups, but the Queen of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But do we have any messages for pile number 2 in their person? What message do we have? I feel like that one's calling me. Let's have a look, see what that one says. I knew exactly what I was doing. So yeah, maybe there's something about this situation where they're behaving in ways that is just, I feel like they're testing you. There's a lot of testing going on here, a lot of triggering, because we've got this frustration card here, behaving in ways that are just, you know, pushing your buttons. And I think it's about, the advice maybe is here for you, pile number 2, in terms of that let go and feel peaceful. You know, that might be something that you might want to take on board. Okay, so what else do we have? Pile number 2 in the person. We both know I am not the one for you. Okay, so that would definitely go with these Four of Cups here. And it must be so frustrating because I can see that there is potential in this situation, definitely, but they just don't seem to be able to see it. I left when I saw you with someone. Oh, so that might mean something to some of you. I left when I saw you with someone. So maybe there's something else, here going on, maybe for you, pile number 2. But anyway, let's see what advice we've got from, what advice is there for you in this situation? Do we have any advice for pile number 2 in this situation? What advice is there for pile number 2 in this situation right now? Confidence. It comes with time and practice. So confidence, so maybe this situation has knocked your confidence a bit. And this is a sort of reminder for you that you do have confidence, that you can access confidence. And 2 and 3 adds up to 5, and 5 is all about challenges. And I feel like this situation might be quite challenging for you at the moment, or has been challenging, causing some sort of, disruption or upheaval for you. And it might have knocked your confidence. And this is saying, you need to feel confident. You need to. You've got every reason to feel confidence. Don't let an outside situation or an outside person knock your confidence. You've got that. You can get to the core of you. Find a way in which you can access your sort of your inner strength. And I know that I tend to do that through meditation, through just kind of spending time with myself, just going into myself and building myself up. Knowing that I am. That I am strong within, and that I can be confident within myself and of myself, really. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, it might have made you feel quite fearful, quite anxious, and that might be why you have, just let go and feel peaceful, because maybe there hasn't been a lot of peace for you in this situation, pile number 2. Advice and guidance is there for pile number 2 in this situation? I feel like that one wants to come out. Let's see what this one says. Purity. Yeah, I feel like almost you need to just go back to yeah, maybe there needs to be a clean slate in some way. I think that might be what the message of this card. There needs to be a clean slate, and that's you know, when the snow comes, it makes everything look clean and clear, doesn't it? So maybe there's a need for clearing and cleaning this situation, getting back to you know, getting back to purity, getting back to things feeling pure again. It might mean letting go of any darkness. Letting go of any darkness here, letting go of anything that's kind of like not making you feel, yeah, no, just not making you feel clear. Anything that's not making you feel clear within yourself, you know, anything that's making you feel doubtful in some way. I think that's what this card is saying. It's about getting back to feeling clear. And funnily enough, on this girl's bag, I've just noticed a sword. And swords in tarot is all about clarity. It's all about being clear, truthful, honest, direct. I just feel there's a need for you to maybe face the truth or deal with the truth of the situation as it is, and you know, and I think once you do that, it will make you feel more confident. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel more sure of yourself. Because anything that was kind of giving you doubts or anxiety or grief, if you let go of that, then you begin to feel more confident and more sure of yourself, as you kind of build yourself up, as you heal yourself really from any situation that might have caused you to have doubts in yourself. So that might be what the guidance is here. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, welcome back to your reading. And today's pick a card reading, we are doing you versus them, how you think they feel versus how they actually feel. And you chose to come into your reading under this beautiful yellow stone here. I'm just going to move the white stone out from the previous reading, and also this card. So let's have a look and see what it says. So it says heart of the matter, align life's pathways through the heart. So it's something about the heart of the situation, or maybe having a heart to heart, or also doing something from a heart space. Because it says align life's pathways through the heart. So making sure that you are, you know, doing it from your heart, that it's genuine, that it's authentic, that this situation you are authentic and it's coming from the heart really. But let's have a look and see what else we've got. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some tarot, and we are going to see what their, you know, the first one is going to be about how you think they feel about the connection, and the second one is going to be about how they actually feel. So let's do that. And thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing. Really appreciate that. If you feel you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell, it just takes a couple of seconds, and it just means the world to me, because it really helps the channel to grow and develop, and for me to be able to carry on doing my readings. So please do that if you haven't done it already, or if you feel inclined to. And just remember, it's a general timeless read. It's good wherever you're finding it, and also just take what resonates. So you should be able from you know, the first row to know whether this is your kind of pile. If it isn't, then please do pick another pile or pick another reading. But anyway, let's see. How does pile number 3 think their person feels about them? How does pile number 3 think their person actually feels about them currently? We've got that one coming out. Oh, we've got the Ace of, you know, it came up in reverse, so I'm going to take it in reverse. I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to turn them around, because I don't always read reverse readings now, but that one came out, and I'm going to take it as a reverse there. But sometimes, you know, you just pick up the pile and it's all in reverse, so I'm going to take them all in reverse. So how does pile number 3's person think they feel about them? So let's have a look here. Ace of Wands. How does pile number 3's person think they feel about them? Judgment. How does pile number 3's person think they feel about them? So this one. Ace of Pentacles, okay. At the bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles, okay. Alright, so what I'm feeling here is that how you think they feel about you is that there is, I don't know why, but with this, sometimes with this Six of Pentacles here, and with the Ace of Cups in reverse, it makes me feel that you believe or you think that there isn't that they find you attractive with the Ace of Wands. This might be a new, you know, this might be a very new connection here, because we've got Ace of Wands and we've got Ace of Pentacles. And the Judgment is kind of like a rising up, like a new beginning. So it might be a very new a connection for a lot of you here, or maybe a renewal, or a renewal of something that is in the early stages, but it's definitely something that's in the early stages. Or maybe you're thinking that they feel that it's in the early stages, or they're behaving in a way that it's in the early stages. But there's something about the Six of Pentacles, which is normally a card of generosity on one level, but it is also a card about giving crumbs. And I'm just wondering if you are feeling at the moment that your person only wants to give so much, and that's might be why we have all the aces here, you know, the beginnings, just the seed. So I am feeling that you are thinking that you know, how you feel, how you think they feel is that they only want to give so much, they're only giving so much to the situation. And also with the Ace of Cups here, it's kind of just in an attraction stage, or they're just showing that they're very attracted to you, that they're very physically attracted to you, that they find you exciting, that they find you, you know, that they find you, there's a spark, there's definitely a spark there, there's definitely a physical and sexual attraction, but it hasn't developed into, you know, there's a chance for it to be a good situation. I think you're feeling that they think there's a chance for it to be a good situation with the Judgment here, for it to be a kind of rising up. So maybe again it's kind of something like a reconciliation, or the early stages maybe of a reconciliation, or some kind of new beginning in a kind of with the Judgment card here, some sort of reconciliation. But there is yet to be there isn't love feelings haven't quite developed yet, or they haven't quite been expressed yet with the Ace of Cups in reverse here. So, and that this person might be giving just enough to the connection. So I think that's how you're feeling, that they're only just giving, you think that they feel that they only need to give just enough, or they only just want to give a little bit to the connection, or they're only showing you the sort of early, you know, stages of the connection, or they're only showing like little bits of themselves, you know, they're only giving a little bit into the situation really. And that might be why we have, you know, align life's pathways through the heart, because maybe you're thinking with the Ace of the Ace of Cups in reverse here, that there's not a lot of heart being shown, or that the feeling that, you know, they haven't quite connected, you haven't quite connected on a feeling level, and that you would like more expression in terms of how they are feeling, and you're not kind of getting that. You're getting, you're getting certainly that they are attracted to you, that they maybe want to have a new beginning with you, but they're just giving you just enough to make you think that, and there's not enough an expression of feelings, or the heart, or how they feel in the heart somehow. So that's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up here. And you might feel like they're just, you know, they're just keeping themselves in there enough to keep the connection going. And you might be thinking that there needs to be a bit of a heart-to-heart discussion, or a bit more of a heart connection, and this is what's lacking. You think they feel, maybe you think they feel that it's lacking in some way, or something like that. So what you think they feel is that they're attracted to you, but there's not enough expression or demonstration of a heart connection. So if that resonates with you, then this is your pile. If it doesn't, then you might need to pick another pile. But in terms of astrological signs here, we've got the Ace of Cups, so that could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Ace of Wands, that is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Pentacles could be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgos. Yes, there's a lot of sort of like beginning energy here. you know, something that's in the early stages, or something that's maybe a renewal or a reconciliation that's in the early stages with the Judgment card here. Yeah, so I think you feel that they want to be in a connection with you, but there's just not enough showing of feelings. There's not enough showing of how they are feeling here. Yeah, so you're maybe doubting, you might be doubting that they have a true heart connection with you. That's what might be going on here. You may be doubting that. But anyway, let's see. So let's see how does pile number 3's person actually feel about pile number 3? So how does pile number 3's person actually feel about them? How does pile number 3's person actually feel about pile number 3? How do they actually feel about pile number 3? So we have all the Lovers. Okay. How does pile number 3's person actually feel about pile number 3? 7 of Wands. How does pile number 3's person actually feel about pile number 3? 4 of Cups. Now the 4 of Cups came up in pile number 2. So you might want to check out pile number 2 if you feel drawn to it. How does pile number 3's person actually feel about pile number 3? Wheel of Fortune. And the overriding energy here is the Tower. Oh gosh, okay. So this might be a separation situation. So this might be something with the Tower card here about how they actually feel. The Tower card is about bringing something down. It's about, you know, bringing something into... So you might actually be in separation from this person, or they may be feeling that there is separation in this situation that's on the cards, and that might be why we have the heart of the matter here. So they may be thinking that, you know, because the Tower card is about a dismantling of something that is maybe on kind of false ground, if you like. So a dismantling of that in order, because the Tower card, you know, can be in order to, you know, build it up and make it better. So maybe they are thinking in this situation that there needs to be some changes, some drastic changes. I think that's what they're feeling. There needs to be some drastic changes that change the way this situation is at the moment. Now, they definitely see you in a significant way because you have the Lovers card here. Because the Lovers card is, you know, a significant relationship, but it could be that it's a choice. So maybe this is a situation for some of you where your person is in a choice situation, where it's like maybe a three-way situation or something like that. And that might be why we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, because you are questioning whether they actually have feelings for you, something like that, because it might be that it's a three-way situation for some of you, or your person is feeling like there is a choice for them, or they have choices. But alternatively, it's like they see this relationship, because this is like Twin Flame Soulmate card, they see it as a significant relationship. But there needs to be some, what they're thinking is there needs to be an overhaul of it. There needs to be some, you know, major changes. Let me just see what's underneath it, yeah. Because underneath that is the Victory card, or the Success card, or the Recognition card. And what I'm feeling is that they think if there's some changes that happen, some big, maybe some shocking changes that happen in this situation, then that will lead to victory. So I think the way their person is thinking that there's that they know if they're sensing your frustration or your unhappiness, or you're not sure if they have any feelings for you, they know that there needs to be a change in the way that they do things. And it comes right under the Six of Pentacles, where I'm kind of getting this idea of crumbs, of giving you crumbs. I feel like they know and they want to change it actually for the better. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this Tower card. There needs to be kind of like a complete upheaval in this situation where you know, it becomes a much better connection, because we've got the Lovers, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune. These are both destiny cards, fated cards, where they see this connection as a sort of fated connection, almost like a soulmate, twin flame type connection. But you might be in separation from this person, or you might be going through some issues with this person, because we've got the Seven of Wands, and we've got the Four of Cups. So somebody, or they might be giving off the feeling that they're a little bit fed up, or they're a little bit detached, or they're a little bit closed off. And they might be feeling a little bit like that with the situation as it is. So there needs to be change. That's what they're thinking, and there needs to be change so that it can move into something better. Personally, I don't feel that they want to move away from the situation. So if it's a choice situation, I don't feel that they want to move away from the situation. I feel that they do want to choose you, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune here. But they know that something massive and major needs to happen. Maybe with how they present themselves to you, how they operate, you know, where they kind of, you know, if they've been given off vibes where they're not really that interested, or they're not that committed, or they're not expressing themselves to you, I think they want to do that, because actually I think they are. If you look at this card, another way of looking at this card is that they are actually looking at these 3 cups. Whereas normally you would say, you know, you're not this card is about this person not being able to look at this cup coming into them, but actually I feel like they're looking at these 3 cups, these 3 full upstanding cups, and I feel like that's them sort of like saying, well, I want to be able to focus on what I've already built up with you. That's kind of what they're saying, that there are challenges, but the Seven of Wands is about challenges that can be overcome. So I think they are feeling that they can overcome. There are challenges in the situation that can be overcome, but there needs to be a massive kind of overhaul here. And I'm just going to clarify this Tower card actually. Why is that the overriding energy? Please can you tell me, why is the Tower card the overriding energy about how they feel about pile number 3? Please can you tell me, why is it the overriding energy for how they feel about pile number 3? Please can you tell me that? We've got that one, which is the Devil. So there might have been some, you know, some difficult behaviours here. Ace of Pentacles. And then the 3 of Swords. And then one more card. I feel like that one wants to come out. And the 10 of... what I'm feeling, and right at the bottom if you've got the Ace of Swords. So yeah, I think like you are in separation from this person. I think there's a lot of people in this particular pile where there has been a separation, or you're not with this person, or there's been some issues, or there are some problems in it. And I think there might have been, because we've got the Tower card and you've got the Devil cards, there might have been some negative behaviours, some limiting beliefs. They may, and it goes with this kind of crumbs card here, they may have just, you know, been behaving selfishly, you know, not showing you like you think here, not really showing you enough love, not really showing you enough, yeah, not really giving you enough, really, just wanting to, you know, to kind of give you just enough to keep you there. So there might have been some negativity, but it's a sort of like an illusion, and I think the Devil card is always an illusion, because you can always get out of any negative mindset, any negative situation, any negative behaviours. And I think your person, if the overriding energy is the Tower card here, I think they are catching on to that. They know that there needs to be massive changes, but it needs to be a really big overhaul, and that's why they've got the Devil card, because they know they need to get rid of all of that illusion. And that's also what the Tower is, you know, people that have built up a situation on an illusion and insecure foundations, and that needs to be wiped away, so that you can build up something solid and strong. And I think that's what they want here, because we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a tangible new beginning, and it's also the Ace of Pentacles here. You've got the Ace of Pentacles twice. I think they want a tangible, solid new beginning, something that's really reliable and dependable, because that's what Pentacles are. And maybe they haven't been that for you in the past. Maybe they haven't shown you that in the past. Maybe with the Wheel of Fortune here, there's been a lot of toing and froing, a lot of, you know, cycles to the situation where you've been together, then you've not been together, a lot of attraction and then pulling away, just getting what they want and then pulling away. And that has led to them feeling really unhappy, really, you know, really not happy in that, really not happy being separate from you, really feeling burdened. If you're in separation, I feel they feel very unhappy and burdened by that. You know, they feel like they can't take another step. They want to be. I feel they definitely do want to be in this situation with you, and they may have made some poor choices in this connection in some way. They may have made some poor choices, but they're aware of that with the Tower card here. They're willing to break it all down and to start again, to have something new with you. They're willing, funnily enough, here to get to the heart of the matter. They are willing to work on it now. They're willing to get rid of any illusion, any falsity, any things that weren't right in the situation, and build it up strong again. Because underneath we have the Ace of Swords, which again is a brand new, truthful, honest beginning. Yeah, where you cut through anything that's been wrong, and you get to the, and that's what we've got here, you get to the heart of the matter in an honest and truthful way. Because I think if you are in separation from this person, I think a lot of you are, or you could be, or you're on the rocks with this person, there's, you know, you might be going through a difficult time with this person, there's this sense of heartache and there's this sense of loss, and they know it's about their behaviour. They know it's about their behaviour and what they've done, and how they might have undermined you or undermined the connection, not been honest maybe, just thought about themselves, and they don't want that anymore. They want a truthful new beginning with you, and that's probably why, and maybe on one level you can sense that with the Judgment card here, so that might be why it's maybe it's a reconciliation for some of you, or a renewal in some way, you know, a rising up here. But certainly with the Lovers card, they see you as a significant connection. But I think with this person, and I think the reason why there's a lack of cups in this spread, apart from the Ace of Cups, which is in reverse, is that I think this person has had real problems connecting to their heart. And it's funny that it's got aligned life's pathways through the heart here. I think this person has maybe got a lot of healing to do in their heart, and they've protected their heart a lot, or they've done everything they can to maybe actually they've done everything they can to escape feeling, I think, because maybe they're just carrying a lot of hurt from the past. And I think with the Devil card here, because that can sometimes refer to addictions, and you know, often when people have addictions to maybe to substances or to alcohol or to anything, it's usually, or it can sometimes be, a sort of a form of escape from actually feeling, a kind of numbing you from actually feeling. And I think this person does have an issue or a problem around expressing feelings, around acknowledging feelings, around just feeling. I think there's kind of like a bit of numbness to them, probably because of past baggage or past issues that they have carried. But they see you as a significant person, but that might be why they haven't been able to express how they feel. You know, and that might be why we've got this card here, because there's a need for them to connect now into their heart, and there is a willingness to them to do that. They know they've got to get rid of all the falseness, really, of their life, maybe, of how they've lived their life, of how they've presented themselves, of how they've conducted themselves. There's a real I think desire for them now to just lift off those chains, the things that have been chaining them, the negative patterns, the negative behaviour, the negative situations that have been chaining them, and get to the truth. Get to the truth of themselves, get to the truth of the situation here. But they definitely see you as a significant person, and they want a new beginning with the Wheel of Fortune here. They want a new start, a positive new start with you, definitely. But let's see, obviously with the Devil energy, we've got Capricorn energy there. With the Ace of Pentacles, again, that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Three of Swords, that is Libran energy. 10 of Wands, that's Sagittarius energy. Lovers is Gemini. 7 of Wands there, that is Leo energy. What else have we got under here? 4 of Cups, that is Capricorn energy. And yeah, so there we go. So let's see if there's any messages for pile number 3 in their person. So do we have any messages for pile number 3 right now in their person? Please can you give me a message for pile number 3 in their person right now? Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So it does seem to be like that. Was really what the Tower card is. It's about just surrendering to the chaos of what it brings, really, the actual chaos of what it brings. Because the Tower card is a very shocking chaotic event, something that you know, sometimes you feel like it's coming out of the blue, to make way for something better, something more solid, something firmer. And maybe this is about, you know, surrendering to that, if that situation is going on, you know, a dismantling of something to make way for something better. Okay. These, oh, what's this? These three seem to fly out there. So we've got new, that's interesting. So I know this has fallen down, but I've been drawn to this one, which is new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. That's exactly what I was saying with the tower. You know, it's about accepting what's, you know, a dismantling in some way, or accepting and surrendering to something in some way. So passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Well, there's certainly a lot of passion in the Lovers card here. And there seems to be that, I think this person does feel very passionately towards you. There is an attraction there, but there is something about you and them just kind of surrendering. And I've just noticed in the white dove here, you know, it's a new beginning. I feel like it can be a new beginning with you, but it might be that there's a lot to go through to get to that new beginning, and maybe the first stage is to just deal with the truth of the situation, to just surrender into that, just to kind of lean into that. And it might be difficult, and it might be tricky, and it might be chaotic, but you can't move forward and have that new beginning, that solid new beginning, that truthful and honest new beginning, unless you kind of face what might be wrong in the situation, or the difficulties in the situation, unless you kind of own up to that, really. But anyway, that has been your reading, pile number 3. I hope you've had, you know, you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the like button. Have a great day, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye for now.